Let's look into the film. In this video, we're looking at DaRon Bland and, of course, a few of the other DBs that's been playing pretty good so far. And this is versus the Eagles, of course. Now, when you look back at this INT, a lot of people will say, man, this dude shouldn't have thrown the ball this way. Gardner Minshew, he threw the interception. No, this was a clear takeaway. Man, DaRon Bland, he shoots through the body. See? And then he goes and get this ball. He shoots through that thing underneath, and he's able to get this because he sees the ball and he have a right for the pathway of the ball, and he snatches this thing away from the wide receiver there. DBs in general, I look at strength. I look at the way they feel in on the field, and I look at all of those things. Look, the ball is placed perfectly. But when the ball is in the air, the DB have a right to fight for that ball, and DaRon did just that. Give me this ball. The opposition needs some milk. Don't even need some milk over there. And he just manned them. And that is what you're supposed to do. Just be a man out there and just snatch it away from the opposition. Don't play around with your food, and that is exactly what DaRon was able to exhibit. Now, when we think of all of these things, of course, you going across that middle again, and Jayron said, hey, it's my turn. I want some too, right? I look at that, and I will tell you guys, that is what your DB is supposed to do. When they see food out there on the table, and old boy ain't trying to get it. And as a wide receiver, that's why you never stop your feet. You come back and you greet the ball. Don't allow the ball to hit you. You hit the ball. Greet the ball. 16 should be traveling back toward the ball. Instead, he's waiting, and we looking at 27. I'm fighting for the ball. Look, I'm going to the ball. I'm not allowing the ball to see you. I want to see the ball. I got a close relationship with the ball. I want time with the ball, and that is what Jayron Kearse did on that play. My turn! And 16, once again, was sitting there waiting for the ball. All right, and we want to look at this. This is what Jayron brings to the table. Feeling, calm down, and being that guy that can squeeze down inside to make the necessary tackle. He's physical, he's strong, and he's the guy that playing that big nickel role. That's the hybrid linebacker, by the way. And you see what his skill set brings to the table. Always looking to stop the run, coming down inside and filling. Although he may be slight as it relates to his size, but he plays bigger than his size. He come down there and fill. I like seeing that out of Jayron. Remarkable season so far. Just being around the ball. And speaking of that, hey, you see money out there on the grass, you pick it up. You see food out there on the table, you pick it up. Yes, what you're supposed to do. And being around the ball, being a guy that's downhill on this play, I love seeing this. He could have been playing around with it, but no, keep his eyes down and give me this ball. Shout out to Gardner Minshew for saving the touchdown, though, because that would have been a scoop score. It is what it is. Shout out to him. Nevertheless, never leave food on the table. Never leave money on the ground, because Jayron is going to go get it. And speaking of that, this dude been one of the guys that I can tell you, just nice. And that is Donovan Wilson. He got a nose for the ball. He do. When you look back at Donovan Wilson tape, the Cowboys need to figure out a way to go ahead and solidify his deal with them. Stop playing around with it. I get it. He's a guy that plays close to the LOS as well, blitzing off the edge. He's that hybrid guy too. You can put him at the top of the roof. You can put him down inside to be your hybrid. You can play that big nickel. The Cowboys use him as a specialized weapon, and he got a good nose for the ball. Several games he's been the tackling leader out there, the guy that flies, rally, chase, and get to point A to point B. And you see what he do, and just knifes in there, stop this run before it starts. The Eagles, they didn't have a big running game situation with the Cowboys, but they were able to pass. The Cowboys were able to slow down the run because of guys like Donovan Wilson and Jayron flying to the ball, even though you may say it's reckless abandonment. But the Cowboys the ability to squeeze down in there, even being light body. I think that the Cowboys still need to get stronger inside, and that's what we seen the better plays out of this team when you had Jonathan Hankins. And I think when we look at the lighter guys like the Donovan Wilson, they play through the echoes of the whistle, and they are able to squeeze in there. Some people would have made a business decision and not got down in there, but not Donovan Wilson. Most of these guys are twice his size, but he come down and fill. Cowboy Nation, we got hungry defensive backs. The Cowboys in the last 3 games been remarkable in turnovers and takeaways and things like that. Over the season, they are now the #1 team in takeaways with 30. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that was cool last season being #1 team in takeaways. We still have to stop the run down the line, and I think that comes when you bring in bigger bodies down inside. Nevertheless, I can't argue with what we got. Yes, the Cowboys falling down as it relates to sack totals. They only have 49 sacks for the season. When you look at everything collectively, you would say, man, that's still good. They are behind the Patriots. They got 50, and then the Eagles just blew up that whole entire sack situation with 61 or 62, something around that number there. But I can tell you, still, the Cowboys, if they continue to elevate their game as it relates to turnovers, takeaways, that's still a good thing, especially when your offense is humming. Get the ball back to your #1 offense. Let Dak Prescott cook. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute.